To the National Stadium for the opening game in the Pan American Elimination Soccer Tournaments here at Bermuda's National Stadium. The dignitaries right now greeting players from both teams. Doing the greeting and meeting, of course, is the Premier, the Honorable David Gibbons. Also looking on to the side there, the representatives from the Bermuda Football Association and the Canadian Federation, notably from here, Dr. Gerard Bean. The Bermuda team at the far end includes Arnold West, and this is the starting lineup: Wendell Simmons, Ellsworth Lambert, Wendell Joe Trott, Frankie Brewster, George Brangman, Danvers Seymour, Robert Calderon, the captain, Coleridge Bell, Andre Emery, and Ralph Gumbo Bean. The subs: Sheldon Bradshaw, Larry Simmons, Randy Bean, Mal Bean, and Bernard Doling. The Canadian starting lineup: Anzo DePita in goal, Carlo Alberti, Jim Laughlin, the captain Mike McLanagan, Ivanhoe Belfiore, Bob McCavan, Jerry Morelli, Mike Sweeney, Jerry Gray, Oscar Albuquerque, Branko Sugota. The subs: Dave McCagg, Doug Robinson, Louis Nege, Peter Zachary, Steve Gallup. And they are the respective lineups for this opening match in the Pan Am Elimination Soccer Tournament. And the first match in the preliminary round tournament is underway. Seymour knocks it in. It's headed back by number 14, Gray. Canada in possession. It's knocked wide to number 2, Alberti, the right back, but it runs into touch. Seymour back now to Trott. Trott gets by one and inside to Seymour. Seymour all the way back to Brewster. And back to Weston goal. High lofting ball right down the middle. Emery's up. Bell waits in the wings. Ball floating about. Seymour mistimes that one. Over the halfway line right now. Canada showing a lot of composure. Jerry Morelli. Calderon knocks it into touch. Well, thank you very much, Gerald. The match is underway right now, and right now Canada doing the attacking down the right flank. Wendell Joe Trott knocks that ball into touch. The starting lineups right now for Bermuda: in goal, it's Arnold West. Wendell Simmons is at right fullback. Ellsworth Lambert is at left full. Wendell Joe Trott and Frankie Brewster in the middle. In the midfield, George Brangman, Danvers Seymour, Robert Calderon, the captain. Up front, Coleridge Bell is starting. Andre Emery is right in the middle, and Ralph Gumbo Bean is wide. Bermuda playing the 4-3-3. 2 men playing wide. The midfielders, of course, going down the middle. Adding to the attack. Ball thrown to Brewster. Brewster turns, hit by his man, but he's outgunned. 14 running through. He'll have a clear shot on goal. Ooh, and what's an opportunity there. Canada, the first real strike at goal after 2 minutes of play. It was Jerry Gray coming out of midfield to knock that one over the bar, and he had an advancing West retreating. Canada in possession now, number 8 in the middle. He'll get a shot on goal. He does. It's a feeble shot, though, and West has no problem in dealing with it. Bermuda not settling right now. Canada really showing the initiative now. And that one given right back to Canada by Emery. Emery comes away, knocks it wide now. Ralph Bean can control. It's knocked back there by Alberti. Alberti in possession now. He goes inside to Gray. Gray all the way across, and Canada using width in their attack right now. Number 6 on the other side, Belfiore. Belfiore into number 15, Albuquerque. Wide to Gray. Gray goes back now. He has Belfiore right to his left, but the ball runs into touch. Wendell Simmons to take the throw. So we've seen Canada after 2 minutes in a goal-scoring position. And it was Gray who went wide. Seymour turns on his man. Bermuda settling now. Emery can't control. It's knocked back. Throw in on the far side of the pitch now. Simmons to take the throw for Bermuda. So far, Bermuda has been pinned in their own half of the field. Albuquerque down. Seymour. Simmons forced to go back. He turns quickly. Seymour line trying to get Bell. Bell outgunned. Still Canada. Albuquerque. Calderon cuts it out. Calderon a fake to the left and then to the right. Canada calling the shots right now is Sweeney in possession. Sweeney inside to Albuquerque, number 15. Albuquerque still there. Coolidge Bell comes away and the crowd comes alive. Emery looking for it wide for Wendell Simmons, a good ball. Simmons now overlapping. Early ball near post to Bell. Bell jumps over it. And that one, a free kick going in on the edge of the box for Bermuda. And of course the referee is from a neutral country. The linesman on the right side of the box, Coolidge Bell, fixing his tie-ups, throws them off the pitch. Crowd shouts, "We want a goal." Bell, a hard low ball, but it's wasted, cleared by Canada. Brangman, Bermuda's first shot on goal, a deflection. And keeper DePede has to do a bit to get a hold of that one. Morelli is wide on the wing here for Canada. Seymour loft up to Brangman. Bermuda comes into the game now. Ball inside, destined for Emery, but cut out there by the Canadian centre backs. Jim Laughlin, one of the backs for Canada today. Lofting ball cut out by Brewster, but Brewster blown down for a foul on the big number 18, Segota. Number 4, the captain, Mike McClanagan, goes up to take the kick. McClanagan lofts it up right down the middle. It's headed back. Canada, Albuquerque. Overhead shot there by Segota, right to keeper Arnold West. Lambert goes inside. He's having problems though. Ralph Bean needs to turn on a bit of his magic at this point. Seymour near the center circle. Seymour, high ball, looking for Bell, right on the right flank. Bell's there, shields that one, knocks it inside for Emery. Emery goes back to Wendell Simmons. Simmons using a bit of width to Seymour. Seymour across to Calderon. On the center circle now. Calderon, early ball, looking for Simmons. Great ball. Simmons on the edge of the box, early ball, inside. Emery, header on. And it's a beauty! What a beautiful move! Great move! 7 minutes of play. Bermuda scores. Bermuda scores with a header from Andre Emery. Terrific move there. Started on the right, using width, flashed all the way across by Calderon to the overlapping Wendell Simmons. Early ball inside, Calderon header. Andre Emery header, 7 minutes of play. Bermuda on the scoring through Emery. And what a beauty. Bermuda leads at 1-0. And remember, this is also an Olympic qualifying match, the first leg. Seymour, a tackle there, Brangman with his head up, Ralph Bean to his left, Emery running off the ball into Emery. Emery's there, Ralph Bean's to his left, wide to Bean. Bean in the box now, a hurried clearance there by the right four. Throw taken to Lambert. Lambert goes back. He's still there. Ralph Bean tries to go down the line. Can't quite make it. Ralph Bean. Ball runs into touch. Throw in for Canada just in front of our sports microphones. Canadians obviously do not know how to deal with the high cross, and the first cross coming, they saw it and they failed to clear. Simmons light to Bell. Bell is there. He's going to run that fullback. He's still moving. Bell's inside on the right flank. Two players go to deal with Coolidge Bell, and the ball runs into touch. Bermuda throw in. Brangman's there. Throw to Brangman. And foul going in. Foul against George Brangman. Another set piece for Bermuda. Wendell Trott goes forward. Frankie Brewster. And this is where Bermuda is very strong on the set pieces. Bell is there. Ball lofted up. Floating ball hangs in the air. And this time, DePede goes to collect. He makes the big boot. High down. It's controlled there. And here we have Calderon taking the play to them. He's eating things up in midfield. He's still going wide to Bell. Bell's there. Bell now on the edge of the box. Goes inside. Still with it. And Bell with a shot off. The ball's knocked back by McFlanagan. Canada. Down the line here to the number 8 inside. That's all the way across to Albuquerque in the center circle now. Number 15, Oscar Albuquerque. Wide, but Wendell Simmons is there. Bell now, just on the halfway line. Bell inside to Simmons. Simmons goes back, he turns. George Brangman playing from deep. Brangman, Seymour, center circle. Seymour doesn't control, but it still bounces off to Calderon. Controlling, Lambert's running now. In the hold of Lambert. Lambert overlapping. Great bit of attacking football from Bermuda. Ball knocked into touch by Alberti. Lambert tries to knock it in. The ball goes into touch. We'll be back with more of this Pan Am elimination soccer action after this message. And the kick taken there. Ball being tossed about in the center circle. Wendell Trott off to Seymour. Seymour up to Ralph Bean. Ralph Bean heads off. Coolidge Bell. Bell, light touchdown to Bean, who's gone all the way across to the right side. Can't make it. Ball runs into touch. (1-0) for Bermuda in this Pan Am Games match here, and of course the first leg of the Olympic qualifying match pitting Bermuda against Canada, and it's a good crowd on hand for this match here at Bermuda's National Stadium. Foul against Coolidge Bell on the right side. Seymour leaves it to Simmons. Lofting ball in the center, headed out there. Brangman knocks it back. Calderon up. Emery's running, but offside. Calderon offside. Jerry Morelli right in front of us, number 8. Had an early burst for the Canadians, but it was number 14, Gray, who's playing in the midfield. Brangman heads back. Bell is headed out there on the left side, but Brangman all the way across, but it's Morelli with Gray running wide on the left right now, inside to Albuquerque. Albuquerque tries to turn, but Emery knocks it wide to Bell. Bell chasing down there now. He gets by Alfior. He's inside. Bad clear though. Light touch off there. Brewster. Brewster low to Bell. Bell unmarked. Brewster still running. Brewster inside now. Bell goes all the way inside. Flicked by Emery. Ralph Bean is there. Bean will get a shot on goal. He's there by himself. It's a shot. It's a beauty. Bermuda's up. 2-0. Bermuda's up 2-0. After some 14 minutes of play, it's Ralph Bean to put the Bermuda squad up 2-0 and give them a tremendous start to this Pan Am elimination tournament. Morelli showing a bit of disgust on the right side here. Gray back now to the fullback, Alberti, and Brewster heads that one over the touchline. It was Brewster who started the initial move for the second goal. He knocked one wide. Ralph Bean, Albuquerque's next to him, but Bean outguns him. That one destined for Emery, cut out by the captain, McLanigan. It's wide to Alberti. Alberti with Calderon there, knocks it inside. McLanigan inside, Albuquerque, center of the pitch. Long ball, Simmons outguns the number 7 there, McAvan. Brangman struggling this time, but he still gains possession. Inside to Calderon, good control from Calderon, the skipper of the Bermuda squad, and he's strong. Ralph Bean. Calderon still there, and the ball runs into touch. And for the second half of this match here, the Pan Am Games Elimination Tournament, Bermuda leading Canada 2-0. Bermuda now attacking the goal at the southern end. George Brangman and Andre Emery on the ball. Ball's off now, game's underway. Brewster, who's playing in front of Wendell Trott at the back. That one headed all the way back by Alberti, and DePita comes out to collect. Bermuda getting 2 goals in the first half of this match. Lofting ball from DePita, Brewster's up. Seymour sliding tackle on Albuquerque. It's McAvan to Gray. Gray in the middle now. Albuquerque, and there's been a substitute on at half-time, but let's look at Alberti on the right flank now. He has Lambert with him, he's inside, early ball cross, West collects at the near post. Knocked back, Albuquerque stopped there, and Lambert a hurried clearance, and the ball runs up onto the eastern bank. So there must have been a sub in there, and we will have to get a clarification on that. McLanigan in, it's knocked off Albuquerque, and Wendell Trott cuts that attack out. Ralph Bean flicked over. Emery goes all the way back. Brewster to Brangman. Brangman, Andre Emery over the halfway line into Ralph Bean. Bean turns, goes back to his right, then to his left, and there he has Wendell Trott. Trott to Calderon. Bermuda using the width of the pitch. Emery outgunned from behind. Calderon. Ball blocked. Albuquerque with Seymour there. Calmly goes, and it's Sweeney running wide. McAvan, ball knocked all the way across to Alberti on the right side of the pitch. Still 2-0 Bermuda. Knocked back, Lachlan. Bell looking there. Over Bell's head to the big number 11 down the line. And there's been a change. Sweeney is now almost like a left, he's gone left full back. He was in the midfield early on in the match. Wendell Simmons all the way back to Brewster. Brewster with Sogota on his back, knocks it back to West, and West, good kick down the middle. Lachlan, Alberta. Alberti knocks it back to Lachlan. Lofts it down. Albuquerque up. Lambert a bit too quick for that one. Mistimes it. And the ball goes into touch. Wendell Trott. Bell inside to Brangman. Brangman leaves it for Seymour. Seymour looks to knock it off, and it's flicked back eventually by Albuquerque. Lofting ball down the middle. Calderon control. Seymour back. Seymour still there. Inside, number 15, Robert Calderon, the captain of the Bermuda squad. Strong on the ball. In the center circle, Wendell Trott. Trott into George Brangman. Brangman turns. McLennan on his side. And Bell into Emery in the center of the goal. And Emery misses a golden opportunity to put Bermuda ahead by 3 goals. He decides to carry that one in. And as a result, he was dispossessed. Bermuda still in possession. No, Canada taking it over now. It's Gray. Gray going, looking for Albuquerque. This one, McCavan rather, outgunned there by Brewster. Brewster, short one to Simmons, and that's a beauty. George Brangman. Brangman turns, goes back. Watches McCavan. Emery. Emery with his lot of time, knocks it on to Ralph Bean. McLennan cuts that one out. Ralph Bean still with him though. Alberti knocks it back. Laughlin. Bermuda leading it 2-0. Both goals coming in the first half. Seymour to Bell. Bell outgunned. A foul on Coolidge Bell. He was in the midfield prior to the interval. Kick taken, so Gota is outgunned by Brewster, but he gets a boot to it. And Morelli chases on the right flank, but Lambert knocks it calmly back to keeper West. In now to Danny Seymour. Calderon takes it off him with a lot of momentum. Bell still there. Foul this time against Sweeney as he tries to take care of Coolidge Bell. Brangman near post ball to Seymour. Seymour can't make it. Laughlin's there. Laughlin takes it wide and knocks it into touch. Bell to take the corner kick, and the crowd comes aloud with hand clapping, showing the hometown support. Here's Bell with Nagy 10 yards off. Lofting. Trott's there. He wins it. It's off the bar. And again we see Bermuda winning everything that comes crossing the air. Good sweeping ball from Seymour, but it's cut out there by Sweeney. There's Brangman inside to Wendell Trott. Trott, bad pass from Trott. McCavan to Gray. McCavan still running. Foul by Trott. And Wendell Trott will get a talking to from the referee. That one totally unnecessary, that foul. There was no danger, certainly, with McCavan inside his own half of the field. McCagg back to Laughlin. Doling's there. No threat, though, on the Canadian goal. 34 minutes down. Bermuda leading it 2-0. Ball won by McCagg. Trott, not a good clearance, but Doling gets to it. Bell in. Ralph Bean's running on. Sweeney's there. Bean still running. Oh, knocked out by DePita to Noddy Doling facing goal. With the keeper out, and he fails to get much on it. George Brangman now, who's made his presence felt in this match. It's been a steady game from Brangman. He was present from the very outset with his midfield runs. A little more of the George Brangman that we in Bermuda have seen in the past. Throw in. Gray gets to it, but Brangman's still there. Seymour, Albuquerque. Seymour still there, and the ball's given off to Randy Bean. Randy Bean in the box, left foot shot. (2-0) Bermuda. High lofting ball in the air. Brewster's there with the ever-present header. Gray with Brangman as a shadow. He gets off the pass now. It's McCagg. McCagg attacking on the right flank. Randy Bean's with him. He turns, gives it off to Alberti. Alberti a bit late in making that one. And Lambert calmly knocks it out to Randy Bean. Bean still onto it. Down the line now to Bell. Bell unopposed. He catches McClanagan out. Coming across now, looking for Noddy Doling. Noddy Doling was goal side and couldn't possibly get that. High boot on Lachlan. Short pass off to Bell. Bell going for them now, attacking. Doling's to his right. Knocks it into Ralph Bean, though. Bean on the edge of the box. He's in the box. Still there. McClanagan takes it out. Lambert now. Lambert will get off a shot. He does. Ooh, and it's touched wide. It's flicked wide. A one-hand flick there by the keeper. And that's good action in this elimination round of the Pan Am Games soccer tournament. Coleridge Bell, left wing corner with the right boot. Ball swerving in, trot up again, still wins it but knocks it wide. Tackle there, and the ball's knocked into touch by Sweeney, who's seen a lot of this match also. Seymour, early ball in the box. Randy Bean tries an overhead kick. George Brangman gets it, heads it on. Doesn't go far though. Still there. And Brewster outguns Segota. Knocks it in. Doling fails to control though. Randy Bean is there. He's onto it. Gets by 3 players. Nudges it off to Ralph Bean. Bean in the box still running. Has Sweeney on his back. He's going around him. And it's on the spot. It's on the spot. Right there on the spot. Ralph Bean, a solo run. Turned his man, looking to knock the ball in the center, and was brought down by Sweeney. And we're just on about 41 minutes of play. About 41 minutes of play. It's Ralph Bean with the penalty. Number 7, Ralph Bean, takes the penalty. And this could be the goal that puts Bermuda up 3-0. And Bean to take the penalty. And he scores. The ball going to the right of the keeper. And from Ralph's angle, it was his left, the top corner, high into the roof of the net. And Bermuda leads it 3-0. So Ralph Bean scores his second goal. He's made his presence felt up front. And that puts paid any hopes Canada had of even enhancing the goal difference here. So they make a start to this match, and they are now finding themselves down 3-0 and the game slipping away. And it's Alberti. And Segota is nudged off the ball by Brewster. Free kick for Canada. Alberti in the box, and he's blocked out by Lambert. He waited too much time. He had a bit of space at the start, and Lambert shields it and comes away. Randy Bean goes across his players to the boot of Doling. Doling controls, and Doling lets that one go a bit prematurely, but Bell's onto it. He's still running. He's still running. Laughlin's with him, and Laughlin watches him closely and knocks the ball into touch. If Doling would have picked his head up, he would have seen Wendell Simmons running wide to the right. Brangman shields it and goes back. Still onto it now, and Bell takes it off them. Bell all the way back to Ralph Bean. Ralph Bean goes at them. Blocked out, Brangman's there. Brangman back to Wendell Simmons. Simmons into the boot of Ralph Bean, as Canada watching right now, and McCavan comes away with it. McClanagan goes back to Gray. Gray across to McKegg. McKegg has Alberti to his right and knocks it off into Bermuda territory now. Back to McKegg. McKegg down on the right flank, just outside the penalty area, got by Seymour, but Lambert knocks it over the goal line for a right wing corner. right wing corner for the Canadian national team. Corner kick taken, West is up, knocks it down, and he knocked it to the boot of a Canadian player who failed to make a go of it. Bell runs all the way across now. He's on to it. Ralph Bean runs inside. He can take it to feet. Waited far too long that time. Ralph Bean was there and could have taken the ball easily to feet. Ball runs into touch on the far side of the field. And it's now 44 minutes down just about. And that's the match. We're on full time. Bermuda with goals in the first half from Andre Emery and Ralph Bean, and then in the second half from Ralph Bean, win this match 3-0.
A reminder to those of you who are traveling by bus that following the conclusion of the second game, there will be buses that take you back to the West District.
Buddy, you've been handling the match along with the national team, along with national coach Carlton Pepe Dill. What were your impressions?
Rick, I was totally pleased with the result. I think that for the opening day's match, it was a really great result for us. I thought that we didn't play as well as we could have done in the second half, but generally the result was a good result, and generally I thought we played well.
Pepe, I thought the set pieces worked very well, especially we won everything, I thought, from corners. Wendell Trott was onto it. They were well thought out, I thought, well played. Unfortunately, more of them didn't wind up in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, Rick, these are the things that we have come up with that help score goals, and we've been working a great deal on those things, and we're putting a lot of emphasis on players paying a great deal of attention to it. And as you can see from our work and the players putting everything into it, they are showing up well in the game. So I'm happy about the whole thing, really.
Well, the second match in the Pan Am tournament called on the resourcefulness of the Bermuda squad as they went against the Mexican national team. The Mexicans, who had lost their opening fixture against the U.S., started out in fine fashion, and after some 7 minutes of play, their midfield man, Romero, scored with a direct free kick that left Bermuda keeper Arnold West reaching for air. But the Bermuda squad, with the crowd behind them, bounced back.
We've got to be tighter at the back. I think we can do it. We can come back.
Right, it's a foul just outside the Bermuda penalty area on the Sanchez, the Mexican winger, who was well inside that time. He hasn't been playing wide. As I mentioned, these players are switching about at will. Now we have Haddo, who's on the left flank here. So they've really been switching about, John.
For sure. I think they're doing this to confuse us. Maybe they anticipated us playing a man-to-man marking defense. And by them switching, it would switch us out of positions. So we may have a center half playing in midfield if that was to happen.
Well, we're having a number of infringements at this time. And Camperan, it was not Camperan, Hernandez, the right fullback, goes into the referee's book. He gets the yellow card, and it was a foul. He committed a foul against Andre Emery, the Bermuda striker. And with lofting ball up to the box, Brangman's up, near post ball. And actually, Calderon was going on to finish off that header by Brangman. But it was a Mexican defender who knocked that one over the goal line. Right wing corner for Bermuda. Bell to take the corner. High ball going for the far post. And it's a goal! It's a goal. Wendell Trott rises to the occasion, as he has done on numerous occasions, at the back post. Wendell Joe Trott. And these are the set pieces that Bermuda has been working on. These are the set pieces Bermuda has been working on leading up to this match. Wendell Trott nipping in at the back post and scoring with a header. And of course it was a diving Rodolfo Gonzalez who merely could get the edge of his fingers to it, the fingertips. So they're back on level terms now. After some 20 minutes of play and a bit more, 22 minutes of play, they're back on level terms with a header from Wendell Joe Trott. And we'll check the official times with the referee, of course, at the interval. But it's 1-1 now with a header from Trott, and a great header it was. He went in at the back post, and it was really looked good. So Bermuda getting back in this match. Mexico now with a free kick, and they have to be careful. It's Ramoro again, and he takes the shot, and this time it's well wide of the upright. Well, Bermuda rallying now with the home supporters, of course, chanting with just about every move and every attacking move. And they are now starting to settle and measure up the situation here. Brangman's up, and there's a foul against Danny Seymour on Maza, and Camperan takes it directly down. Morales is chasing, but West comes out to collect. Lambert now. Lambert goes inside. Lambert still with it. He has two players with him. And Brewster takes no chances. Emery to Bell. Bell knocks it inside to Ralph Bean. Bermuda attacking now. Martinez, the left fullback. He has Haddo with him to his left. He knocks it off to Haddo. Haddo has Fuentes inside. Romaro's running off the ball. Hernandez on the right side with it now over the halfway line into Morales. It's blocked out, and Lambert knocks it all the way back. So that goal coming after some 25 minutes of play. 25 minutes of play by Wendell Trott. And it's Seymour in the center circle. Seymour to Lambert. Lambert chests it down. Sanchez is there. Sanchez dispossesses him and turns back on the halfway line now. Right on, near the flag over there. And it's Ralph Bean. Lambert's still there. They're jostling down the line now. And the ball runs into touch. But I think, yes, Lambert will get the kick. So the goal coming after 25 minutes, a header from Wendell Trott. Maza blocked out. Ramoro playing from deep. In possession now. Rico off to Fuentes. Fuentes is outgunned by Lambert, who knocks it all the way back. And we invite you to come out here to this Pan Am Games elimination match between Bermuda and Mexico. There's still a great deal of soccer left to be played, and it's going to be quite a match. Hernandez blown down for fouling Ralph Bean, who's playing on the left wing for Bermuda at this time. Very wide on the right is Coolidge Bell. Plays underway now as Lambert goes to knock the ball down the line, but he knocks it into touch. Cheerleaders on the far side of the pitch, and we're situated on the western side. Cheerleaders from Warwick Secondary School, we understand. And Seymour hitches in Fuentes. Fuentes went down a bit. Ralph Bean is running. He's outgunned there by Camperan. The throw taken back. Lambert. Ooh. And, well, that's a booking for Camperan, who fired off 2 kicks at Lambert, and we think a couple of them landing in Lambert's midsection. But of course, the score now, even the Mexicans, who have already lost their match against the United States, are taking no chances. They need to win. Coolidge Bell knocking it inside. Emery's up. Romero clears. Morales is chasing after Seymour. Seymour heads back, but Morales is in possession. He knocks it inside to Sanchez. Sanchez looking all the way across for Harrow, but he can't quite make it, and it goes to Arnold West, the Bermuda keeper. Beautiful setting here for this match. Rico turns to his left. He has Harrow. Harrow can't control, and Baxter's with him. Baxter still with him, and it's a foul against Harrow. He's blown down for fouling Wendell Baxter. He's not 10 yards off the ball, but Baxter leaves the kick to Trott, and Trott knocks it down. Martinez is there. Brangman outheads Rico. He takes a knock in the process. Trott taking no chance, a hurried clearance. Fuentes turns. He's had Calderon there. Flick off to Sanchez, but it's blocked out by Trott. Hernandez headed back by Morales. Sanchez, and Brewster takes no chance. Brangman looks to turn slowly, but he's blocked out. Flicked by Baxter. All the way back across from Baxter. Baxter into Brangman. Brangman off to Seymour. Seymour across the pitch to Calderon. Calderon turn. Goes to his right. Knocks it back. Wendell Trott. Trott looks to knock it all the way up. And it's Lambert who's overlapping. Lambert will get to it. Yes, he's inside the box. He centers. And it's a clearance there from the midfielder Romero, who went back to aid the defense. Ralph Bean. Hernandez is there. Ralph Bean has Seymour to his right. He knocks it to Seymour. Seymour goes back to Lambert. Lambert with into the box, looking for the far post. Bell is there. And a good clear from the keeper, Gonzalez. Baxter knocks it in. Seymour knocks it up, and George Brangman offside. Leighton coming out. The score in the match right now, 1-1. 1-1. Mexico scoring first after about 9 minutes of play. And then, of course, Bermuda replying after some 25 minutes of play through Wendell Joe Trott. Mexico scored from a free kick, a good effort by, of course, Armando Romero, the midfielder. And right now it's of course, 1-1 this match, and joining us here, providing a bit of color on the match and analysis is John Newsom. Coolidge Bell a foul against the number 5, Martinez, the left back. And Martinez watches him closely. Camperan takes it. Brewster is up in the middle for Bermuda. Into Bermuda territory, it's Romero on the right flank now. Romero has Harrow to his left. He looks to knock it down the wing to Sanchez. A misunderstanding, and the ball runs over the goal line. 1-1 the score. About 35 minutes of play down in the match. And the match evenly poised at this point. Mexico not doing anywhere near as much of attacking as they did when this match started. Romero looking for Sanchez. Sanchez has Brewster with him, and Brewster, of course, has a height and weight advantage there. And the foul goes against Sanchez. And Seymour knocks it all the way back to West. Bermuda fighting their way back into this match, finding themselves down by 1 goal in the early going. Morales is there, Bell is there, Bell clips Martinez for the second time, and it's a foul. Into Bermuda territory, just in front of our sports microphones, Martinez to take the kick. Martinez lofts it to the center, Brewster's back there, Sanchez edge of the box, looking for the shot. He gets off the volley, comes off the back of Lambert, and it's a right wing corner. As we anticipated, this is quite a match. It hasn't developed yet into a classic from a footballing point of view, John, but of course neither side willing to give anything here. Corner kick taken, and Brangman doesn't clear, and Rico gets the shot off, and it runs wide of the upright. Go to the interval with the score 1-1. It's been a fairly even first half so far, with Bermuda starting out in an attacking mode, but Mexico taking over from there. That one a bit too much for Sanchez, and it runs over the touchline. Baxter with the throw. Romero, that's Rico rather, outguns Brangman. Martinez, but Brangman's there. Brangman anticipating a good hard tackle, did a first-time shot on that. And Lambert overlapping with Ralph Bean, Cano possession. Seymour looking for Bell. Bell running now, running hard. And that's a deliberate foul on Camperan. And Camperan has already had the yellow card, but it's a free kick to the right of the box. Bell takes it, looking for the far post. Ooh, and the keeper gets a hand to it just in time because Wendell Trott was up. Morales taking the throw quickly. Harrow, and the Mexicans break very quickly this time. High bouncing ball. West goes up for it, and Sanchez goes up with him, and it's a foul. Sanchez is blown down for a foul on the keeper. And on the far side of the pitch, Danny Seymour is in need of some treatment. He received a knock there, and he goes down, and doesn't look very good for Danny Seymour, and he'll need some attention from the medics. Calderon comes away that time. A foul committed there. It was Fuentes. And that's the halftime whistle. It's Mexico 1, Bermuda 1 in this 8th annual Pan American Games Elimination Soccer Tournament. And taking a look, John, in retrospect on that first half, what are your impressions?
Well, let me start off by saying it was interesting because Mexico started off playing open attacking soccer, and they were moving the ball well from defense to attack. And then after a while, they started committing the same fouls they started committing on Sunday. And now we're starting to get a hold of the game. We're playing, and next half we should have a little bit of wind behind us, and I expect much more from us. We have, by trade, there are about 4 center halves on the team, and a lot of times we're not picking up. It was almost as if we're all laying back, trying to cover for each other. And so a lot of Mexican players are getting loose down the back there. And so I think we have to keep it close. We have to keep it close.
Okay, a bit of color there from and comment on this match from John Newsom, who will be making it back. John, to the North American Soccer League, hopefully before the season is out.
Yes, hopefully. I'm waiting for a phone call within the next 2 weeks, and I hope something develops. We're in contact with a few teams right now, and everything's up to my agent right now.
Okay, you heard it here at the National Stadium. It's Bermuda 1, Mexico 1. Reflecting back on the earlier match, it was...